BXB. It's in the game!
Hey guys, it's me Ben, back with another one of my quick reviews, and this time I'm looking at Overcooked 2, the sequel to the recent runaway hit that was Overcooked, brought to us by Team 17, publisher behind Worms and stuff, and that Overcooked really blew up in a big way, and I'm really glad to see that they've come back with a new iteration and a sequel in his surprise franchise that we have now. And the main thing we've got with Overcooked 2, beyond its hilariously kooky and weird setup, which is this idea that the Onion King has used his take on the Necronomicon to summon undead food by mistake, which you then have to deal with. That's the story of this game. It's completely bizarre that you are cooking food to sate the hunger of this zombie food. It makes no sense, but it makes about as much sense as the time travel storyline did from the previous game. And obviously what we've got with this kooky setup is lots of opportunity for chaotic cooking in the vein of Overcooked 1. And to be honest, that formula hasn't changed that much. There's a few added elements of complexity, the most obvious one being the ability to now throw ingredients and items around the various maps of differing difficulty, which can help with things like preparing food on very split kitchens, shall we say, and trust me, you'll see shortly. The quirky, pretty, very inviting overworld map is back from the first game, and very quickly you're going to get into that same rhythm that you had playing Overcooked 1. For the most part, the game plays the same. I mean, it's nice that there are new kitchens, that there are new setups, obviously new food and new ingredients, some different chefs, things like that. But at its heart, this is more of what we came to expect from Overcooked, with one major addition. And that is the thing everyone was clamoring for with the first game, and that is full online multiplayer. Now, don't get me wrong, playing Overcooked on the sofa with 4 players is still the best way to play this game. I played this game predominantly in review. I played some single player, which I'll talk about in a bit. I played it on the couch with my wife, and then I played online with some other friends of mine as well, which we got to play together in arcade mode. It's still the best in person because you're going to be shouting at each other, you're going to be getting aggro with each other, and that's kind of the crazy fun of Overcooked. When you're playing it online, you've obviously got that delay that you have in the voice communications. It isn't quite the same. However, having that there as a feature is definitely welcome. It means that many more people will be able to enjoy the multiplayer of Overcooked, and for the most part, the netcode and the connectivity and everything like that worked very well. Obviously, I was playing it pre-release. I had some issues matching up with people and stuff like that and getting them into my parties, but that was purely caused by the fact that the game hadn't come out yet. I don't expect to see any of those issues when the game is fully released. And the reason it's so important that they've made it, I should say, more easy for people to play in multiplayer, is that the single player of Overcooked 2 is just as bad as the single player in Overcooked 1, which is this kind of balancing act that you have to do playing as 2 chefs. And it's doable, and obviously the targets that you need to achieve are lowered to sort of counter that difficulty. It's just not as much fun. Playing it by yourself really lacks the elements of Overcooked that make it such a unique experience. This is a party game. This is a game to be played with friends at all costs. And if you know you're not going to be able to do that, I would strongly recommend avoiding this game. If, however, you know you're going to be able to get some people together, or if you're going to be able to get online and play with people on your friends list, or even randoms, that's going to be fun. I'm not sure how this game would play playing with randoms, because you need to really cooperate. So unless everybody's using voice communication, I'm not sure how that's going to work. There is sort of an emote option in here. You can do some basic communication through these emotes, but it's nowhere near the same as shouting at people over the voice communication, which you can't hear right now as you watch this footage because I wasn't able to capture that. But trust me, we were doing some shouting. And some people weren't helping as much as they could do. You know who you are. But look, if you can play it in multiplayer, preferably on the couch, otherwise on Xbox Live or PlayStation or over PC, Steam and stuff like that, then you're going to have a great time with Overcooked 2. It's, like I said, basically more of the same. A few more mechanics, predominantly being able to throw ingredients around. It gets more complex, and it gets you into the meat of the challenge and the difficulty quicker than the first game. I think there's a little bit of an expectation that if you're playing this, you may have played the first game, and that's perfectly fine. I still had a great time with this, but because of the main issue that holds it back from being a perfect game is that it doesn't work in single player. And if that's your only option, it's a shame, because it just isn't good enough in single player, even with the crazy, fun, awesome story that I really enjoyed in its ridiculousness. So because of all of that, I'm going to give Overcooked 2 4 out of 5 stars.
BXB. It's in the game.